SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Last time, we found out the identity of the corpse at the dock, and informed the widow, who happened to be the woman outside the bookshop earlier, who I had a very awkward conversation with multiple times about cockatoos and stuff. And, frankly, in retrospect, I'm not sure I did that good of a job in there. It's a really interesting thing they did, where when there's certain functions of your brain in this game, usually if there are passive checks, it tells you just whether you passed or failed, right? And you get a message accordingly. But in this case, it started giving me empathy feedback, but not telling me if I'd passed or failed. And maybe I was wrong to doubt it as much as I did. I don't honestly know. But I'm always very aware in this game, because of the archetype I chose, that my empathy is very poor. So I was very hesitant to believe it, you know? Whenever it spoke up. And that may have been bad. I couldn't honestly tell you why my brain warned me that if I said that her husband had been dead for 2 days, if I just said it out like that it would haunt her for the rest of her life. It said that specifically, and I did it anyway. I don't really know why I did that. I don't like that I did that. I feel like what it was is that if I have information, this is me specifically, me. This is how my brain works. If I have information and someone asks me for that information and I don't have a specific thing in place holding me back from telling them, I'll usually just tell them. And in this particular case, that may have been a bad thing. In fact, it probably was. Anyway, I've been thinking about it a lot for the past couple of days. In any case, we got to do other stuff now. That we have to put it out of our minds for now, because there's a lot of other stuff to be done. A lot of other stuff to be done. Oh, interesting. The task for finding Idiot Doomspiral's jacket has not updated, despite me picking up the horrible jacket that is still in my hands, I assume, yes? It's still in there, right? It's in Interact? Yeah, there it is. Blech. Okay. I wonder if the idea is that you're supposed to clean it off before... I don't know if it's even possible to clean something like that off at this juncture, you know? Anyway. What are we doing? Church? Church. Probably church, right? I never checked out the church. Was there something else I needed to be dealing with? Normally I check this sort of thing out. Why is that back? Why is the perception check at the Hanged Man back? That specifically went away. It left my list, and I was very pleased about it, because I can't possibly do a perception check at a corpse that ain't there no more. Well, whatever, it's fine. Whatever, it is fine. Oh, the heroic suggestion check, that's the date thing, isn't it? With Lily and the nitpicker, right? Sure, okay. Ah, yes, okay. Sorry, I'm back, I'm paying attention. Morel. No, but the traps. I didn't check on the traps yet. He's going to be mad if I check in first. Okay. We're going back to the church. Okay. Wow, I'm right outside it. I never actually came this close. Let's back off a little bit. I need to take this one step at a time. Oof. Okay. All right. I didn't go down here. Look at this. There's a tire. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. That's a Noland Van Sank, an unsuccessful model. Van Sank just means, it's, oh wait a second, is it 25? I think it's 25. My pronunciation is terrible, as always. Hello. Rust-eaten letters read, Muzzet. Okay. Hey, box. I would like the box. Oh, hold up. If I'm going to be exploring, get my pry bar out again. And also, what did I change attire-wise? The shoes? The shoes. Let's get my perception going again. Because I'm taller now. Okay. This will be fine. Great. Anyway, box. Box? Hello. $1. Thank you. Alright, is there anything else? I went this way, right? I just went up there instead of... Yeah. Okay. This is fine. This is wonderful. Let's hug the edge of the river and... River? Is river? Looks very unhealthy. What's this? Oh, I have to go around to look at that. Okay, well, let's go around and look at that. What's that? Tell me. Looking back at you from the rust-colored water. You! I mean, makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Is that tear? No, it's not tear. I don't know what that is. Some little green thing. Not my problem, seemingly. Okay. And this is... Where am I? Ah, okay. This is my new home. Great. Okay, so let's see how it all connects together. It's not actually as spread out as it sometimes appears to be. I'm taking the long way around whenever I'm exploring this, and so it feels a lot broader than... Hold up. My running is toggled. There we go. Oh, hey, what's this? A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice? What ice? Over here? Huh. A school of fish huddle around the fence post, then scatter into the dark. Okay. What's this? Ooh. Before you a drawbridge, it can only be lowered from the other side. Oh, that there. Yeah, you're right. Grab that money with my very long arms. What's this? Full of holes. Could the posts hide treasure? Look inside. Okay. Inspect posts. Sure. Sounds good. Money. Really? Bottle. Alcohol. Potent Pilsner. Well, I mean, I could hand that off to the drunkard who wants the jacket. Sure. Grab it. What else we got around here? Money. Money. Not much money, but some money. Money. Magnesium. Sure. Great. Love it. And... finally, money. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Can I actually go through here? It doesn't look like it, but is there a path underneath? Oh, there's a path under here, so you can go through and around. Okay. All right. Well, for the time being, why don't we inspect this church? Ah. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Yeah, no kidding. It's right here. I warped here. I know. Thank you, though. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. Okay. Let's look in this window over here. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Great, so it's a very dark church, is what you're saying. I understand. What's this? The sign reads Sambrun 1147. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and get my flashlight out right now? I'm guessing I'm going to need it. All right. Approach the church.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Padlock? Okay. Inspect the carpentry.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
These here, I assume? I actually thought that the doors were just standing open. I couldn't even tell there were doors here. It's just too dark. Run your hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Sea air, I suppose.
Feels exceptional. 300 tons of pine would fit together seamlessly. It's old, too. Cut and carved many centuries ago.
Inspect the staple. What is the staple? Let's find out what the staple is.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least.
Continue.
Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
Gotcha. Turn to Lieutenant. This is where Mr. Prybar comes in handy. Back off. Back off for now.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
A yellow sticker? Let me see it.
It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Why would you apply some official force on the padlock? the padlock itself, but I thought the staple would be easier to... Whatever, it's fine. Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
I feel like I have seen a symbol like that before, but I can't think where specifically.
There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
Its modernness puts everything to shame. What makes it so modern? Have you seen the symbol before? Take another look at the boring padlock. For absurdity's sake, what makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
I mean, one does get that impression, yes. Have you seen the symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
That was a lot of build-up for that. What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay, what is junior delinquency? What is suggestive of junior delinquency here? I know what junior delinquency is here, so I'm going to just ask why you think that.
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Process of elimination, then. I agree, it's very modern, but does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here? Padlock, padlock, padlock! Let's continue talking about the sticker.
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Oh, come on, man. Okay. We'll take a closer look at that padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built.
I've already seen this.
It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock.
Right.
Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Interfacing. Try to peel off the sticker without ripping it. Huh, I can just have it, maybe? Well, let's rattle the doors to see if they're open, even though I know they're locked shut. Let's do it anyway, haha!
Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
Indeed.
I don't think that's going to work.
Oh, come on.
High above, the wind wraps the church in its rush, cold and wet from the ocean bay. It parts around the massive keel-shaped roof, like a test tunnel washing both sides, the way it has done for 340 years. The wind keeps its distance. So should you.
So should I. Shivers tells me it's a bad idea to be here. Interesting. What is this feeling? Back up and look at the door. What is this feeling?
There is a hole in my heart.
Hi, Shivers. Okay, continue.
The lieutenant looks at the padlock. He didn't hear you asking. You were quiet enough.
I guess let's grab that sticker. Try to peel it off without ripping it.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry, where it belongs. Put the sticker on your ledger, right on the cover. Shake it off your thumb and throw it in the wind. The last entry in your ledger. What's the last entry in my ledger? Is that the number of people I've killed? Where it belongs, huh? Where it belongs. So my brain says, let's go along with it.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
I guess. Secret task complete. Style your paperwork. I did it? Can I look at that right now? Yeah, you and your conceptualization skill have decided to style that paperwork. To style that paperwork so it'd be cooler somehow. Be on the lookout, but you know, this will take time, apparently. Apparently, yes. Can I actually see the sticker? Probably not. Probably not, huh? Yeah, there'd be no way to actually check it, I suppose. Well, that's okay, I guess. That's alright, I guess. I don't think I'm going to be able to... Do I have more physical instrument that I can
If
boost
you
up?
really think we should get in there, we need to find some other way.
Should we start with that kick drum coming from the ice? I'm actually not that interested in the church right now. Well, let's talk about the kick drum.
Yes, the pulsing bass. An indication of junior delinquency.
He raises his hand to his ear. You're just seeing junior delinquency all over the place here, huh? Okay. Okay, I guess. Oh, look at that. A sturdy bottle of beer that tastes like piss. Not that you would know how piss tastes like. Just a guess. The label says it's made in Revachol by Lafayette Potent Brewery. Bleh. Cool. Thanks. Yeah, I'll pass that off to the drunky men as soon as I can. I guess I was a bit premature in taking out my flashlight. Let's go ahead and get this out again. Are the stats the same? The stats are the same. I wonder if the stats would be different if I put the sticker on it. Wait, not that. This. There we go. There we go. That's good. All right. Wait, physical instrument. I was going to physical instrument. I was going to check to see if I have any. I've already got physical instrument from my shirt. Was there more that I could do there? Give me a second to check. The answer is no. There is nothing more I can do there. Well, that's fine. Okay. Great. Lovely. Okay. Well, let's try and pass through that archway and onto the ice then. See if I can figure out what's going on here with the juvenile delinquency and all that. Did he say junior or juvenile delinquency? Maybe he said junior delinquency. He did, didn't he? I remember it struck me as a little bit odd. Not the turn of phrase we usually use in the vernacular I'm familiar with. Junior delinquency. Can I not go this way? Why not? I can't go that way. Fine. Well, fine. To the ice with me. What is that? It must have taken a lot of patience to do this. That is true. A stone cairn on a post. And there's a person here. And I can hear that drum and bass. Painted with pastels, someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. And this one here? Yellow moss on these stones. They're probably stolen from someone's garden. Damn, it's cold outside, says this person, who is still committedly doing something. What are you doing? Hello.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
A cell, I think. An electronic device, an electronic contraption in her hand. I thought it was basically one of these flat stones from the cairns and whatnot, but apparently not. Okay, hello, continue.
Oh. Hello there.
Hello.
Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
Oh, electrochemistry. You are not as helpful as you think you are. Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat? Very parental. So, you want to party? Not very parental. I have some questions for you. So, both of these suggest the approach you want to take in interacting with this particular person. She's not going to appreciate being babied by some random cop. She's also not going to appreciate that. But this is boring. Where's your hat?
Huh?
She looks up at you, distracted.
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
Sure. I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I don't have to do anything. I'm the law. You have to do what the law says. I should and do point at your hat. We're done here. I do, in fact, have a hat. It's not very, heat retaining, but I do. Point at my hat.
Oh. I didn't notice that.
It's nice. You should wear one, too, if you plan on staying outside in this weather. Now that that's all cleared up, I have some questions for you. Anyway, hat.
Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
She tries to think of something to say. Authority, heroic 15. Regain authority in her eyes. Red check. Cannot be retried. I have a -2 authority. Is that kind of language really necessary? I can't escape from this and actually put on some equipment that would make my authority good again, right? Teenagers. Do I need to have authority to interact with teenagers? Oh, man. This is just going to make things worse. I would technically heal up if I was damaged, but I'm not damaged, so is there a point to trying? Is that kind of language that's really necessary?
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else.
Well, as long as you're sorry, continue.
My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
There's a pained expression on her face. She'll answer your questions now. What's your name? What's that device you have there? What are you doing out here in the cold? Actually, that's it for now. What's your name?
A cell.
A cell. It is pronounced a cell. Cool.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness.
Okay. And your surname? A cell who? I'm not a young suitor. This is official police business. What's your name?
Why?
I'm from the police is for the paperwork. Why indeed forget it? Why indeed I'm going why indeed forget it. I don't have a reason to grill you right now.
Okay.
What's that device you have there?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
She breathes on her freezing fingers. And the wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
Interesting. What's a contact microphone?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Uh-huh. Continue.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike.
Thank you, Encyclopedia. Yeah? Any news on my wife's name? How about my mother? What am I supposed to do with this? I'm gonna call you out, Encyclopedia.
No,
Cool. Continue.
you're welcome.
Does this have anything to do with Contact Mike? How does that thing work? Where did you get the mic from? Actually, I had some non-mic questions for you. I don't think she knows who Contact Mike is, but sure, let's discuss it.
Yeah, I record stuff with it.
She's confused. No, I mean the boxer Contact Mike. No, I mean, forget it. Am I trying to make a joke? Is that what's going on here?
No. This is a contact microphone. It's for recording inside of solid objects. Contact mic just beats people up.
You know, Contact Mike doesn't just beat people up. Contact Mike is a role model. Apparently, I'm not letting this go. Sure.
An entire litany spews forth.
Yes, you heard right. You should try to be more like Contact Mike, a successful athlete and an inspirational figure who has overcome social, physical, and mental obstacles. On second thought, screw Contact Mike. He's not a champion. You are. Look at you here in front of a saggy tent picking your nose to drug addict music. The world of sports is in awe of your faith and dedication. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. There was something else I wanted to know. So either we can sing the praises of Contact Mike, we can tear her down for no good reason, or we can dismiss the idea. Sure, you know what? Apparently I'm big on Contact Mike. Let's do it.
Man, you are one weird cop.
This isn't about me. This is about your lack of respect for one of boxing's greats and for yourself. I'd say I'm just about normal. Now about that Mike, not Mike. Mike. Lack of respect for yourself. I have no position to judge on. I'm backing off at this point. I've had enough. Not Mike. Mike.
You do understand it all just sounds like Mike to me, right?
I do understand that. How does that thing work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Structure-borne sound. Okay. So you basically put it on a structure and it feels the vibrations through it? Where'd you get the mic from?
Same place I got the recorder from. The Elysium.
What's the Elysium? Probably a hangout for junior delinquents. Back to the mic, if you will. What's the Elysium?
Oh, man. You haven't been to the Elysium? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole.
She forgets herself for a moment. Okay, where is it?
It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock.
Boogie.
Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Sounds interesting. Who is this Arno guy? Sounds like a place for congregating homosexuals with a hyphen. Sounds interesting. Tell me about Arno.
Oh yeah. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Elysium going kind of person.
She looks you over, assessing your age. I mean, sure, I get that. I get down! On second thought, let's go back to the Contact Mic. Sure, let's at least try this.
I don't know what that means.
I apparently grind.
I don't know what that means either.
It means I'm hip beyond my years. Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock in the form of a wrecked tape player and a completely trashed hostel room. Neither do I, actually. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Get down, grind. How do you want to approach this one, huh? Does it matter? Oh, probably not. I am not hip beyond my years. I'm pretty sure about that one. I'm not sure that wrecking my hostel room makes for evidence that I rock. Maybe it's something that certain teenagers would appreciate. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's go with that one.
She breathes on her fingers. Looks like she doesn't know what to say.
You're right. Time has deserted me.
Sucks, man. Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps?
She squints her eyes for a second, trying to remember something, then lets go of it. Okay, cool. Well, I've damaged my morale, and that's wonderful. Actually, I had some non-mic questions for you.
Okay.
What are you doing out here in the cold?
Recording, I guess.
And what is it you're recording exactly?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too.
Uh-huh.
Not sure how that will sound.
She scratches her forehead. Wait, what happened to the headphones? And what are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps. Yeah, what did happen to the headphones?
My boyfriend sold them.
Jerk? What for?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
Did he sell them for drug money? Is that what we're going with? Is there... we seem to be judging the drug stuff all the time. You know, continue.
A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious.
Suspicious, indeed. And what are these recordings for?
The musicians in the Elysium used them for making music.
Mm-hmm.
They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
That's understandable. Just nod.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway.
She rubs her shoulders and looks around. This place is a music place?
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
You don't even have headphones to listen to the things that you're recording. Continue.
Take this, you're called.
Lieutenant begins to take off his jacket.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay as hell. Continue.
It's okay.
The lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. Now this is where a hat would come in handy. Give her your hat. Here, you need this more than I do. Wait. You said it's supposed to be a music place? What is it? What is? I had some other questions. Hold it. I have some hats I could give you, but I don't want to give you my Froggles. I'm guessing it'll just give her the hat that I'm wearing on my head. Oh, shoot. I want to give her a hat. I've got spare hats. I've got loads of hats. Will it let me choose which hat I give her, or will it just give her the hat that's on my head? This is where a hat would come in handy.
Yeah, maybe you were right about the hat.
Pause on that thought. You said it's supposed to be a music place? What is?
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
She nods towards the church and pauses in the middle there. The boys?
Yeah. Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
Ah, okay, continue. Is that where the music's coming from?
And why is that?
Why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside? Let it go. Got it. This one.
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room.
Stuff like what?
Music stuff, mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it.
You mean like those headphones your boyfriend sold? Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze? That one, but also let's ask about the headphones.
Yep. They were pretty. I'm sorry we sold those.
She squints her eyes a little. Why not leave some of it outside?
That stuff is more expensive than I am.
Really?
More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold.
Okay, let's come back to this. I had some other questions. Conclude.
Go ahead.
Empathy, Legendary 14. The tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church. Hang on. That's it for now.
Okay. Bye.
She turns her attention back to the recording device. Okay. What do we have for hats? We've got the Peepo. And we got Dick Mullen's hat. My encyclopedia stat is already basically through the roof. And encyclopedia only does so much for me, right? If I don't know about stuff, sometimes it tells me. Wait, the orange bum hat. It actually seems warm, unlike the Mullins hat. The Peepo might be warm, but why don't we give her the bum hat? Yeah, we'll give her the bum hat. No commentary intended. Hi.
Hello again.
Babadoop.
Recording. I think I'm recording the musician. Anyway, I don't really know.
Take this.
No, man.
It's okay.
Give her your hat. Here, you need this more than I do, since it's the one that I don't want. Ha ha ha.
Thanks.
She puts it on. It's a bit large for her. Item lost, orange bum hat. It was absolutely the one that I was wearing. Well, I'm glad that I planned ahead. It also, I can't tell if she's wearing it. I had some other questions.
Go ahead.
Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church.
It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Elysium.
Continue.
Except that, yeah,
She looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek. Well, it's stood this long. I bet it's fine. Continue.
The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking, like bones. Far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port, there is a black patch of unlit coast with the smallest creatures on the ice.
What does that have to do with this? Continue.
There will never be a club for anodic music here.
Far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port, there's a black patch of unlit coast with the smallest creatures on the ice. Would that be us? Continue.
Not in a million years.
What is anodic dance music? Do you want to turn the church into a club? Did you put the padlock on the church door? Enough about the church, then. I had another question. What is anodic dance music?
you know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Electronic instruments? Like what?
Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
Found sounds, like you were talking about with recording the ice and the footsteps and whatnot. Got it, got it. So you want to turn the church into a club?
I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it.
She nods towards the sloping mass of wood on the coast, then shivers. Continue.
Hey, don't get me wrong, but you're cops, right?
No, we are the law. Yes, why do you ask? I don't know where you got that idea. I mean, you got the patches on her. We're obviously cops. Don't get me wrong, but you're cops, right? I've come this far. Kim will roll his eyes, but it's fine. We are the law.
Okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys, because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right?
She hesitates. I'll talk to them. We'll see. I prefer to remain non-committal. I got enough on my plate as it is. I'll talk to them. I'll talk to them.
They're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else?
She points to the tent. Did you put the padlock on the church door?
No.
No?
Not really, no.
Not really. Continue.
She's trying to get out of a direct lie with semantic tricks. She personally didn't put the padlock on the door.
Okay, if you personally didn't, then who did? Show her the sticker in your ledger. So this isn't yours. Okay, then, about that church. Start with the sticker.
It's Noid's.
Wait, is this Noid a friend of yours? Why did this Noid person put a padlock on the church door? Tell me about Noid.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
And why did they put the padlock on there?
To keep more weirdos from getting in. Fucking Martinez. I'm sorry. It's got the worst weirdos. If you get around to it, ask Andre about him, he'll tell ya.
She rattles her teeth. I suspect she's only apologizing about swearing every time because I called her out on it that one time and it's kind of hilarious. Enough about the church then. I had another question.
Go ahead.
I didn't have another question. Gave her a hat, so my empathy is a little bit boosted. But my empathy is so bad. This is a white chick. You may retry it. Okay, let me see what I can do in terms of empathy. It's not much, I know. All right, let's see here. The ledger helps a little bit. Throw that in my right. Give me a second. I'll put this back on. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about my empathy. Let's see what it's at now. 17%. The girl looks up at you for a moment before returning to her work. That's a very small chance. And usually if I do a white check and I fail it, something awkward happens. But let's at least try.
The device is cold to the touch.
I rolled a
Angular
3.
Omicron logo adorns the yellow plastic cover. Underneath, you see a reel of tape rolling. You put the device back on the ice.
Legendary failure. Okay, cool. Well, that is it for now. Great. Well, this has been wonderful. Okay. Well, So this must be the tent. I guess let's loot their stuff before we go in there. Oh, and let's also lower this drawbridge. Do it.
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up.
Can I remove the poles? Continue.
Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
What is this?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
The lieutenant adjusts his collar against the cool breeze. Push it over! Push it over! The worst that can happen is some teenagers get mad at me.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Bump. Nice. End. Wonderful. What else we got here? More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. And this? A pole screwed into the ice keeps the tent erect. And this? Trash from some unending party. Okay. Am I going to want to have authority to go in here? Seems likely, isn't it? Authority. So don't want the well, the ledger gives me empathy. Okay, so what's detracting from my authority right now? The t-shirt. The t-shirt. Conceptualization minus suggestion, physical instrument, or drama. I don't think I'm going to be beating up any teenagers, probably. I guess I don't know. Let's try the drama shirt? I don't know, maybe? What else is hurting my authority? My flip-up glasses, the auditor. I mean, we could do the Mega Binos prescription lenses. I don't know how good an idea it is to have my perception damage going in there. And it's only encyclopedia boost, so why don't we do the superstar sunglasses? Sure, why not? Reduces my visual calculus, but I'll be alright. Okay, perception is good. Logic is fine, I guess. We gotta get the ledger out of my hands. So I guess let's just switch over to my bag. My good old bag. And that puts my authority at a non-negative, which means it's a 1, right? I'm pretty sure that means it's a 1. Which isn't great, but it's better than -4, so great, I guess. Do we want anything else to boost here? More drama? No. No, maybe it'll be fine. Maybe we'll be okay. Or maybe we won't. I don't know. Great. I'm going to go ahead and quick save. This seems like stepping into the belly of the beast. Kim, you okay back there? Just sort of rotating in place? I understand. Sometimes I feel like that.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel, reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock, are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Okay, continue.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Did I don't think the flap was already open. You're very spiky. Squeeze in. No way. Leave. Squeeze in, I guess.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
He points his thumb at the lieutenant. Okay, so I guess I'm without Kim back up on this. Great.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
And I'm not. Continue.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I understand, Kim. All right, I'll just be in here.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Thank you, I guess. He gestures for you to squeeze in. Oh dear. This is not a good idea for me to be here. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. Cool. What's this? Coupre Lange. Engine starting fluid. Okay, what's this? Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. Wild, wild, I want to see. Where's the child I used to be? You are still a child. You are still a child. What's this? A speaker. The big kind they use for live music. And this? A pile of nasal sprays. Brand name. Nosafed Ultra. And this is what? Racketeer disappears, surging through the megasphere. Are you making up your lyrics, or is that what the music has got going on? I don't even know. This is the door out, isn't it? That's the door out. Okay. You must be the one who spoke to me from outside, right? While I was outside. Andre, maybe?
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Okay, continue.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You're being remarkably polite. Shake his hand.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
Why would he be trying to inspire confidence in me? Continue.
This is my posse, Noid.
Noid.
The young man with
This one.
earrings looks at you suspiciously.
Understandable. I'm probably suspicious. Continue.
And Egghead.
And Egghead.
Egg!
He just shouted egg. And he seems to be in quite a state based on his profile picture. The tape player high above his head continues to blast what is probably anodic music. Continue.
Together with a Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you organized? Why are you here? How many? Yeah, sure.
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
So you do? Yeah, of course you know I'm a cop. Continue.
That means they haven't set up a single one yet.
I mean, I was assuming. Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
And you're thinking about the church, right?
Also for talent.
Okay, Egghead.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Uh-huh, continue.
Place is a shithole.
Fair enough.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need. The place is pretty bad. Next time, watch yourself. Was there something you wanted? Your friend Asel said there was a problem with the church? On the one hand, I feel inclined to say that it is pretty bad around here, but I also feel bad for calling Asel out on her language and then not these guys. But also, I feel like the only other option I had when I called her out on her language was to try to reassert my authority, which seemed like the dumbest thing I could do at the time. So I apologize for my double standards, but the place is pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
You sure like big words, don't you, Andre? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Uh-huh, and that's why you've locked the door.
Dopeheads!
Says Egghead. He's very helpful.
Burnouts.
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it. Oh, he was spitting on it to clean it, sure. For a second, I thought he was spitting on it and then being like, oh, let me get that spit off of there. But no, of course. All right.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that. In Revachol.
Sure. I don't know how many there are around here, but I'll take your word for it.
Strike that! The world!
That's quite an accent you have there, Egghead. The world! Continue.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there were the worst kind.
Wait, there are people inside the church and you locked them in? Continue.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are.
Indeed he does.
Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
What kind? I won't stand for narcomaniacs of any kind. No narcomaniacs on my watch. Shake your head gravely. Rhetoric thinks that this is a time for me to say this, but I think that's because Andre very much wants me to say that. He wants me to clean up the church. He wants me to deal with the problem in the fashion that he assumes that the police do. I want more information. What kind?
The spooky kind.
What exactly do you mean by spooky? Spookiness is not a matter for police investigation. What do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Uh-huh. All right, continue.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
Presumably, yeah, but I don't think they're probably the property holders. Continue.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Uh-huh. Bad signs. Gotcha. Continue.
Thank you, Egghead.
Indeed.
So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
Uh-huh. I'll look into it. Tell me more. Get the task. I'll make up my mind later. I have questions for you first. Not now. The police have more important things to do right now, kid. Not now. Get the task, I guess. Tell me more.
All right, man.
He claps his hands enthusiastically. And the task is help ravers start a nightclub. So in fact, I wasn't sure if by taking the task I'd be taking sides in this matter, but it seems like I am. Excel told me Noid put the padlock on the door. Why? Who exactly are these people inside the church? You mentioned some kind ecclesiastes own the church. Who are these ecclesiastes? I wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment. Well, all right, so first the padlock.
Oh, so you met her. Good.
I did?
I did ask Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
Right, continue.
I had to do it in a hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
I need the key. How long have those people been locked in there? This one.
Not long, like a week maybe?
And how can you be sure they haven't starved to death? This is cool. Taking initiative like this is proper to citizen behavior, and I endorse it. It's not going to win me any points, but I am the police, so I'm going to go ahead and ask how you are sure they didn't starve to death.
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
Uh-huh. Continue.
Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there.
Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means? 85% is not good enough when you're dealing with another person's physical well-being. 85% is good enough. No one lives forever, baby. Andre?
Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive.
It's sinking.
I mean, come on. Most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives.
What does that even mean? Yeah, I catch your drift. Sounds like nonsense. He's referring to them being on drugs, I think? What does that mean?
I don't know. What does anything mean, really?
He pauses to think. Very helpful, Andre. Continue?
Oh, yeah.
He looks at his friend with an expression of profound understanding. All right, I catch your drift.
I knew you'd get it. You're one smart cop.
I get by. Now, where was I with that padlock?
He nods attentively, ready to answer the questions of one smart cop.
Which is why I said I catch his drift. I need the key.
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
Continue.
All right.
The speed freak dips into his belt and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool-infused move, tossing it in your general direction. Reaction speed, medium 10, be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies towards you. Let it fall to the ground and pick it up like a normal adult person. This is going to hurt my morale if I fail, but I have even odds. Let's do it! Catch it!
You sense
Yeah.
the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left.
Catch it.
Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
Bask in the glory. Thanks, man. Play it cool. Okay, so here's the thing. If I play it cool, I might win some respect in their eyes, which is not something I'm going to come by easily. If I bask in the glory, I'll probably heal up my morale, but it'll probably look a little bit lame. I guess. Let's try playing it cool, I guess.
The speed freak nods to you.
Great. Right, other questions?
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Okay, so who exactly are these people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them, and you want the police involved? Better safe than sorry. Anything more you can tell me? I mean... yeah.
Well, there's also the machinery.
He leans in for emphasis. What's this machinery?
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
Machines. Continue.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
That does sound unnatural, Noid. Yes, continue.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Why don't you tell me about the feeling, Egghead? You seem to be an expert. Continue.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us. watching us from the dark.
Well, I mean, I have a flashlight, so that'll probably help with that matter. Continue.
No, the other one.
Well, why don't you just tell me yourself, egghead?
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
That's what I was saying. Continue.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
What was that about something watching you? Can you tell me more about this machinery? So how can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them? All right, let's talk about something else. What about this thing watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
I do know. Continue.
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Well, that seems like an assumption, but fair enough.
Not human, as in a ghost. Do you know what he means?
Do I?
It
Continue.
was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
So you did see it then? A dark shape climbing upside down on the ceiling. A crab man. A crab man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
Do crabs climb on ceilings? Is that something I should know? Continue.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Was it? Maybe I should talk to its cell about this. Continue.
Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls.
Are you sure there was a crab man? Ambush behavior. Nod. Crab man. I'm going with this one.
Crab man!
Crab man! Continue.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
So, at the moment, Estelle is out running a microphone over the ice while you three are in here with relative shelter. For no good reason, because apparently there's not room for her in here. And in this instance, she was sent into the church on her own. I feel like there are some issues with how you treat Estelle, perhaps. Continue?
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
I didn't say I didn't believe in the crab. Continue.
There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
Says Logic. I mean, that makes sense. That would seem to be what Logic would have to say in this particular situation. Can you tell me more about the machinery?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
So how can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
But you are. Continue.
This is a below-feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy.
Wow, you can't. But you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument. This is insulting. But it also might give me a thought.
Hey now, I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers.
He furrows his brow. Continue.
Don't let all that technology fool you. Where do you think the drugs come from?
He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. All right, let's talk about something else.
Sure. What?
You mentioned some kind Ecclesiastes owning the church. Who are these Ecclesiastes?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
Uh-huh. Continue.
If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
Before we go on, what do you mean by Meteorin? Oh, the founding party. I do know about them, but can you refresh my memory? Mask it. Now humor me, Andre. What is the founding party? Don't mask it. I don't even know what the founding party is. I feel like I've talked to somebody about the founding party already. What do you mean by Meteorin, though?
You know, of Meteo. Concerning Meteo.
Meteo.
Meteo, a country on Muindi. On the Muindi Isla.
He looks at you, squinting his eyes to see if you're kidding. Continue.
One of the poorest of the first world nations today, but once a great ancient civilization. Capital, Tilakos by Percentic.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I do know what Meteo is, but it took me a while to get there. Oh, the Founding Party. I do know them, but can you refresh my memory? Mask it, now humor me. Andre, what is the Founding Party? Don't mask it. I don't even know what the Founding Party is. Also, there was another option that was present in the Medio discussion, but I didn't read it because I figured it would be there later. And it's not, so more the fool me. So here's the thing. I swear, when I was talking to maybe, like, the Wild Pines rep, that the Founding Party came up, didn't it? I feel like that came up in a previous conversation. I'm just going with option 1. Can you refresh my memory?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know? I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization.
Right, okay. And? Nod, good. Now let's talk about something else. And?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian Church. Plus, they anoint the innocents.
It was in that book.
They, like, made the Innocentic system, no?
He pauses. It was in that book. I read that book. I knew I'd read about or seen something about the Founding Party at some point. It doesn't sound like they would appreciate a dance club in their church. They sound like exactly the kind who would want loud hypnotic music in their church. Sure, why not?
You're right, they do.
He says without the slightest hint of irony. Continue.
The Pericarnassian Church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance.
He violently shakes the tape player, as if to see if he can break it. Why would you do that? Continue.
Love is hardcore.
Apparently, yes.
Unity.
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 Okay.
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
He turns the volume up and then looks at you with a knowing nod. It's as if it's obvious you will now break into dance. Oh no, continue.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters.
No words, enjoy the beat, nod your head. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse? I guess love can be pretty hardcore. You're right. How could the Founding Party be anything but enthusiastic? Dance music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian Church. On second thought, no. This is too much. No sane organization would want this level of absurdity going on in their church. Let's enjoy the beat.
Feels good.
Nice. I guess love can be pretty hardcore?
Oh yeah, it can.
Egghead.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
He's starting to believe. He nods at his friend, then turns to you with a mischievous grin. I'm torn between my desire to choose every option in a conversation and my desire to project a cohesive image of how I'm approaching this. Well, tell me, what's a posse?
Your posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cup posse. You look out for each other and you party together. That's a posse.
You have not met my cop posse, but okay, continue.
And where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent.
I've failed the esprit de corps check. It sounds like you're just saying random things. Love posse makes noise.
Are we?
He looks at you mysteriously.
Yeah!
The one with the large head really enjoys it when his friend gets mysterious. Fine, whatever, I'll back you up on this. You're right.
Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
Continue.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so. Continue.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
I have to explore all conversation options, Andre. You gotta understand. Continue.
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving.
Egghead really wants me to dance. Continue.
You feel like you could go for a little disco when, or if they get this club going. You've got it in you.
Okay, I wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment, though.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water. Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here. What's with all the Nosifed? What's that engine starting fluid for? All right, enough of this. Your own water. He is sitting on water. Yes, I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have. bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
And it's distilled too.
Oh,
He doesn't know what to say.
it's the one they sell at the fuel station.
What fuel station? Continue.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here. I mean, it's a small space with 3 guys in it. It's understandable, but it does smell.
It does, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Told you we have a smell problem.
He picks up a piece of a telephone cord and inspects it. Wait, I also smell ether. Why? It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent like laundry detergent. There was another thing. Ether. Ether?
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No.
It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent like laundry detergent.
He sniffs the air, then shrugs.
Continue.
It doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related.
Right.
They look and act like the kind of guys who've done their fair share.
So if I was a drug user myself, I could probably get some here if I twisted the right arms. Continue.
However, their breathing is regular, their jaws stay put, and their pupils aren't dilated. So, not under the influence right now.
Right, makes sense. Continue.
At least, not under the influence of stimulants. That doesn't rule out hallucinogens, benzos, some depressants. How do you know all this?
How do you think I know all this, encyclopedia? What's with all the Nosifed?
The what now?
He leans in to hear you better. Point to the bottles of nasal spray in the corner. The Nosifed Ultra. You have a lot of it lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra. We,
Continue.
He's like an actor, looking to the souffleur for his line.
I don't know what a souffleur is, but apparently my brain does. Continue.
I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
Uh-huh. You sound fine to me. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Tell me about another thing. You do sound okay, though.
Yes, that's all Nosifed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
He nods energetically. Continue.
Nosifed is the shit.
Nosifed Ultra, that's the stuff I use for morale restoration, right? I feel like I could use as much of that as possible. Can I have some? I have some nose problems, too.
Sure.
Great, thanks.
Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
He picks one up from the corner and hands it to you. Great. I get the Nosifed, but what about the engine starting fluid?
The engine starting fluid? It's for starting engines.
What engines do you start with it? How's that extra high ether content working out for you? Does it do the trick? Good. Now about another thing. What engines do you start with it?
What's with the goddamn Romangarod earrings? It's cold. The fluid's for the generator.
He points towards the machine. Continue.
Keep on it, sire.
Keep on it, says Drama. How's the extra high ether content working out for you? Does it? Why am I badgering about this? Because drugs? Maybe? Drama agrees with me, but Drama's a terrible influence. Whatever, badger.
I guess it does.
Great.
You're not completely satisfied yet.
You know, maybe that slight scent of ether I felt before is somehow connected to ethyl ether? You know, like alcohol? Oh, right, I'm an alcoholic. That's why I'm asking so many questions. Fine.
No idea, man.
It's a mystery, I tell ya.
Did you know ethyl ether is used as a light anesthetic and a solvent and an explosive and for manufacturing amphetamine?
Amphetamine. Well, I mean, that's probably what's going on here, but in any case, all right, enough of this.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Godly logic check. -2 convinced you're a smart cop. Headphones were sold, unexplained starting fluid, unexplained Nosifed, unexplained ether smell. Convinced you're a smart cop. There was actually consequences for that? That's it for now.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
Be careful in there, officer, and tell us how it goes. Yeah, we'll be here. I guess that's supposed to be his line. The thing that he actually said is what he's supposed to say the second time and onward, maybe? Logic. Logic. I just stopped talking to him, changed my clothes in front of him, and then talk some more.
So, how are things going?
Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. That one.
A number of things don't add up. Let's take a look.
Oh, let's continue.
How about Gather around, kids.
Says Drama. Okay, kids, now gather around. I got bad news for you, Andre. Things don't add up. You know what, Drama Brain? Sure, whatever.
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you.
Uh-huh.
The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned.
He might be disappointed, but let's find out.
Their would-be leader is less amused.
Sometime in the past, I'm not sure when and where, but betrayal was involved. I fell sick and became the shadow you see now. But before that, I have reason to believe I was a police detective.
But you still are.
Thank you for your kind words, but everyone in here sees I'm a disgrace to the uniform. I was good enough in this job to be awarded the rank of Lieutenant Yefreiter. I could have been captain. Imagine that. I feel like self-deprecation isn't going to help my cause right now, so let's go ahead and move on to this one.
What happened?
The egghead looks serious suddenly. Disco happened. It smelled so impossibly sweet. Life tore me a new asshole. I did. I happened to myself. I don't know. What happened? What happened? I'm not sure how important this actually is. What smelled so impossibly sweet? Leave it to their imaginations? Life tore me a new asshole. I mean, that's the standard thing to say, right? Things were going great, and then suddenly my life just turned upside down, you might say. I happened to myself. I'm sorry, cop. I'm inclined to lean this direction. Disco happened. They're into music, but they're not into disco. I pretty much guarantee that. That's an older generation's thing. Nope, I'm going sorry, cop. I happened.
That's a real downer.
He shakes his large head. Now, obviously, that might as well have been 1,000 years ago, but there's still some detective left in me.
The young speed freak is silent.
You're sober. Was it hard for you to keep sober for this meeting? This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs. Do we just call him out immediately, or do we continue to angle at it? This one.
We don't need drugs to be hardcore.
Continue.
Shut the fuck up, Egg.
Maybe not today, Egg, but you need drugs to get through the days when you're not expecting me. Bottom line is, I know. This one.
Climb down from the equestrian monument, cop man. Consciousness is new to the universe. We all have our ways to ease the shock.
It's funny that you mentioned climbing down from the equestrian monument, because that is where I am in the title screen. Bottom line is, I know.
What exactly is it you know?
This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
He points at the speaker. Continue.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Where is his friend? Did he lose his friend? You have no headphones. Wouldn't a cell need headphones to spin tape? That nocifed is here for its active ingredient. The distilled water, cornerstone of a clean lab. The ethyl ether from Capri Lange. A solvent, good for getting acting agent out of a solution. There is no need for me to pile on anymore, is there? Where's his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker, you only have one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
Continue.
This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or one-speaker system.
And ostensibly, at some point, I was into music pretty heavily. You can't have no headphones. Wouldn't a cell need her headphones to spin tape?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
I know you pawned them. Likely for lab equipment and drug ingredients.
I'm sorry, but there is no lab equipment and no drug ingredients.
That nocifed's here for his active ingredient.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
Continue.
Likely pseudoephedrine. Almost exactly the shape of ephedrine. Ephedrine makes you happy. and so does pseudoephedrine.
That would track, I suppose. The distilled water, cornerstone of a clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
Would you have called me that if I didn't call myself Lawbringer? I wonder. The ethyl ether from Couperie solvent.
Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether.
He smiles nervously. There's no need for me to pile on anymore, is there?
No shit.
He sounds tired. In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
That's... Come on, that's...
He waves his hand. Preposterous, against the law, punishable by summary execution. I suspect that it's not punishable by summary execution, but you could say that just to, like, scare him, I guess. Sure.
It's not.
His eyes are wide with fear. So what are we going to do with you? Proceed.
What do you mean, do?
We do this lawman style. First you tell me everything, then I pass judgment. You tell me what's really going on, and we'll work from there. I can be lenient. I don't really care. I just wanted to crack the case. Do what you want, and I'll do what I want. Number 2.
What do you mean by lenient?
Not calling back up and hauling you all off to the pen for starters. Haven't you heard? I'm the dirtiest cop this side of the river. I'll make life hard for you, using every connection I've got. We'll see, now speak. Am I the dirtiest cop this side of the river? He's scared. It might work. Why am I threatening him into the ground all of a sudden? When did this happen? I just did a logic check. And I put on a shiny logic hat, and now suddenly here we are. Sure.
He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth, but closes it again. Then finally raises his hands.
Continue.
Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Revershoal.
But you're going to do it with drugs. Continue.
Because we are! We totally are!
Continue.
We just got to turn it into a speed lab first.
Uh-huh. Continue.
You know, to get our foot in the door.
And why did you need me, exactly?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
They're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in them.
Can't imagine. Continue.
But the sign was way off too. I couldn't feel the love at all.
Uh-huh. Continue.
Sir, you promised you'd be lenient.
Give me your cash. Ask for a bribe first. Pack up and report to Precinct 41. Arrest them. Get lost. I don't want to see you again. Evict them. Let's do this clean. No speed lab, just a club for anotic music. Proceed with the club. It wouldn't work without the lab. Do what you have to keep the club alive. Proceed with both. I have to look into the spooker situation before I can decide what to do with you. Decide later. That one. That one. I've gotten in further than I expected to too early. Decide later.
We can continue on an amiable path, right? No more misunderstandings, no more lies.
He nods, smiling
Before
cautiously.
You go, is there anything else you need?
That's it for now.
As always, we'll be right here.
Right. That's sure in German. I'm not even going to try to read that. Oh, I haven't even talked to Egghead or to Noid, and I do need to do that, but for right now, I need to step outside for a moment. Woof. Woof. Hi, Kim. How are you? Oh, man. I need to stop the episode immediately, my goodness. But okay, this is sure not what I was expecting, but here we are. Oh no, and it's only an hour and a half until I'm supposed to be going and checking out that apartment, and this has nothing to do with talking to Evrart. Nothing! Oh boy. And I have what, 4 skill points now? 4 skill points. I could pile them all into Volition and immediately free up a spot for another thought. That's a thought. But that's also maybe a waste, I don't know. More Volition, more better, I suppose, and I do go through morale like anything, but in any case, for right now, I gotta stop. So, thank you for watching. Next time, I guess I'm gonna talk to Noid and Egghead. I'm guessing they won't take as long to talk to as it took to talk to Andre. We also got to talk to a cell here about the crab man. Man, there's all sorts of stuff going on. Busy life as a law officer, apparently. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.